Well, it's going to be a 3BB video, but I don't have any of the BBs, the brother builds, but I do have this. So we're going to play with this today and get this garage open. Beautiful day up here, like 81 degrees, guys. And it's October, what, 10th? Whew. Okay. So what we are going to try and accomplish today is take the IROC out for a spin and get dinner. No, I'm just joking. I would love to. Maybe I will. Who knows? Both those cars run. But if you don't know, we bought those cars a couple months ago, and we are taking the LS1 6-speed out of the SS and putting it in the IROC. First, we got to get this guy going. So if you've watched previous videos, I appreciate it. But today, we're going to put some radiator hose in. And we're going to go from thermostat right there down to the bottom of the radiator, and then top of the radiator over there to the inlet to the water pump. So yeah, and we got to leave a little bit of flex because this motor will flex side to side. And if you've been along this journey of this thing getting going, we just finally fired the thing. We're waiting on one piece for the fuel oil filter, and that should be there probably in the next couple of, probably tomorrow. I got a UPS notification from Holly, so it has a Holly oil pan on it, and so I just went straight to Holly and ordered another one. Okay, so that's the next step. Let's get that done. Watch some Monday Night Football. And 3BB Dad is a truck driver. A lot of you are probably over here because of the truck driving channel, and luckily I can drop the truck off here and do this kind of stuff when I can. All right, one more step to getting this thing roadworthy. So just one of these kits was $40, and I bought two of them on eBay. 48-inch stainless radiator hose. Comes with this rubber big piece, and it goes over these two smaller pieces. So take out one of the smaller pieces, and then I put this one already on here on the top of the water pump. Slide that on there. Be careful of your clearance on the back because you don't want to hit that water pump. Then this goes on like so. It has the little clamps inside. See that? It goes on like so. Don't go back too far. Whoop, whoop, there you go. So it doesn't hit your water pump. And then you take your hose, leave out that other rubber piece, and that will go in there. Nice, clean look. I like it. So we'll make sure that's all clearing that water pump pulley. And then the other side, we will bend it, leave a little bit of S, and come on up to the radiator. Cool. So I have this one kind of lined up how I want it. Give it a little bit of extra S into it so it can flex with the engine flexing. I think we're going to cut it right here. And I have a question on these things. Let me know in the chat or in the comments. Is that going to get a tight seal? Because this is, I mean, I guess they're straight, but no, they have a little bit of a ring to them. So is that rubber going to be able to keep a tight seal in there? It's the only way it's possibly made. So you guys let me know your experience with these things. Just praying that they're super tight. So I started with this one and got it tight, and that thing is tight. And so what this is just really a cover for aesthetic purposes. There's just two clamps over, and then there's a chrome piece. It's metal, but it's thin. So I left it with enough room to not touch that pulley back here. And if worse comes to worse, I could cut it, but it's not touching it, so it's not even going close enough. It's touching up here. These stop it from going far enough back, but that bad boy is tight on there. So now we're going to measure out, take it all apart, cut it. We'll use an angle grinder to cut it with a 4.5-inch cutoff wheel and some safety glasses. We really want to make sure it has enough S, like people say, so it doesn't get torqued on when the engine's moving. So let's go ahead and take that off, measure it, cut it, and put it back on. And there you go. Make sure you really blow it out, and then make sure there's no metal shavings in there. Clean it up, and then, yeah, I think we're going to have enough of the other piece right there to go to the bottom, because this one's longer than the bottom. So that one's longer than this one. So we'll use that one probably on that swap, just to have an extra one. But let's see how good they work, but they were tight, so we'll see if it's nice and holding pressure once it has some coolant in it, and it has some pressure to it. Let's get this one in. Boop. Perfect. Okay, now we have a little bit of wiggle in it. And it's, I mean, it looks nice. I gotta say, it looks a lot better than a conventional hose. But let's see how good it holds up. Okay, now we'll do the bottom one. And our lower is cut. I left it a little bit longer than I thought it was gonna be just to see. And also I can get some more bend in it to fill up that spot that I left. But we still have that much left over out of 48 inches. So the top one's in there. Well, let's put this bottom one in. Kind of like this. Boop. Voila. I gotta admit, it does not look bad. I love it. Okay, we'll see if they hold water. I got them nice and tight. And we just need to get this now that goes for our steam port. I'm gonna kind of wrap it around the bottom there, like that. And it's gonna go right here. Gotta get an MPT fitting for that to go to that, and that'll wrap around and go to our steam port for our heads to get any air bubbles out of them. Cool. Well, thanks for taking this little journey with me. We have coolant lines for the radiator now, so we can get some coolant in this thing as well as some oil and let it run. All right, guys, that's going to be it for today. I'm going to keep all these extra rubber fittings. These were because they had them sleeved in there, so there are all kinds of applications. So if you had a smaller radiator outlet, you could put that on and put the other rubber piece on. But these ones had big, so we only had to use one of them on the water pump, which is a little bit smaller. So that was it. All right. Looking good, radiator hoses. And we will keep this extra one for hopefully less than a year from now when this comes out, gets all redone, all remachined. Probably port the heads, do a stage 3 Texas speed cam, and then do a new K member up here, swap it over to here, try and keep the air conditioning and everything for it. But a SLP LS1 into an IROC, because this was my first car in high school, and hopefully we can make it a fun one, having cool stuff like that. And a 6-speed, which was never available in these good old girls. Okay. And that's going to be a wrap. And as for myself, as 3BB Dad, I want to appreciate and thank every one of you for watching, and hopefully sooner than later these boys will start taking over with me. We'll get that one going. We'll get that maroon one painted like a Coke Zero can and have a nice LS1 in there and a 6-speed. But till then, if you came over from Just Trucking, appreciate you. If you didn't, I also have a trucking channel. That's kind of what pays the bills, and so does trucking, of course. But this is my rig, and we get some stuff moved around America. So until we see you again, God bless you, and thanks for tuning in.